we'll talk about the uh, terminology of the SAS. What is the terminology of the SAS? Actually, when we are moving to any of the technology, first we should understand the terminology of that particular subject. So, if we will talk about the SAS, if I will talk about the table, simple table called the data set. Okay. What is the table? Table is the rectangular structure made by row and column. Okay. So we do have some rows, columns, we have some rows. This complete structure called the table. So whatever table we are calling in the normal terminology, same table called the data set in SAS. If we see the SAS files, it will call the SAS data sets. Okay. Now in that table, what are the columns are there? You can see first column, second column, third column, fourth column. Four column is there. So whatever in the normal terminology we are talking about the column called the variables. Okay, column called the variables, row called the observation. We have 1, 2, 3 rows. It means I have 3 observations. Okay. So this is the basic terminology. Table called dataset, row called variable, and column called variable, and row called observation. Because this is the statistical, uh, concept. SAS is on the statistical concept. So the terminology also statistical terminology. In the statistic, a table called dataset, column called variable, and rows called observation. So here also it is same. Okay. One second. Okay. Now, if we will see the flow of the data inside the SAS. So this is the flow of the data. My data, first my data comes from the client, and client send me the data as a raw data format. So that raw data format can be any file. Okay. It can be Excel file. It can be a text file. It can be any file. Okay. That is my raw data, which comes from the client. So once I'm getting,
Actually,
uh-huh.
hello,
Yeah, tell me.
Neha.
Tell me.
Hello. Actually, it is a raw data means it is only which is in editable mode or non-editable mode also. Means like what I mean means you told that it was Excel sheet or a PowerPoint, but if it is a PDF mode means
Normally data is not coming by the PDF mode, because this data is not
okay.
coming by any of the from the user. This is coming from the system. Like we do have some SAP systems are there, already database is there in the SAP system. From there we are extracting the data. So normally my data is coming
So
by the text file or Excel file or
um,
Access file. Yeah,
that that is which is in editable mode only.
everything is editable mode.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
So once I will receive the data as a raw data, I cannot directly use that data. First, I have to use the data step and convert my data from other software file to the SAS software file. So SAS dataset, other dataset to the SAS dataset. Now, when we are working in the SAS, we are working on the two step. One is the data step, one is the proc step. Data step we are using for the converting the data, manipulating the data, validation, all the manipulation related stuff we will do in the data step. Okay. Proc step, we are doing the different analysis. Okay. So here I convert the data into SAS dataset. After that, I have to validate my data. What is the validation criteria? Suppose it's a gender. So they are telling in the gender you should have M and F. Okay, it should not supposed to A, B, C, D or 1, 2, 3, 4 anything. Only M and F should be there. Apart from M and F, if something else there, that is the invalid data. Okay. If I will say age, they are giving some criteria. Whatever observations are coming in that criteria, those are the valid age, otherwise invalid ages. Okay. So first I have to validate my data. Once I validate my data, after that I need to clean my data. For cleaning the data, what I need to do? I have to use the if then else statement and I have to clean my data. Then once my data is clean, then I have to manipulate the data. For the manipulation purpose, manipulation means filtering the data, creating a new column. If my data is scattered in multiple uh, sheets, I have to merge the data. Okay, so that is the manipulation of the data. Once my I will perform all the tasks and my data is ready, then we will go to proc step. Proc is the short form of the procedures, and so many procedures are available in my global directory. Whatever procedure I want, I can call the procedure. Based on the procedure, it will give the output. Okay. So using the proc step, we convert our data from uh, data to the report format. Okay. So here we are not focus on the manipulation of the data. Here we are focus on the analysis, statistical analysis. But in the data step, we are more focused on the data, cleaning, validation, creating new column, manipulation, everything we can do in the data step. But prog step means once my data is ready, then we will go to the prog step. Okay.
Uh,
Now, any question?
Neha, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, you told that we will validate the data.
Mhm.
From which source we will validate this data?
Once I will convert my data into SAS dataset. After that, I
Oh,
validate. Inside the SAS, we cannot do any operation on the raw data. Okay. First, I have to
okay,
convert all the data into SAS dataset. Once it is converted into
okay,
SAS dataset, after that only we can do any of the operation, either validation, cleaning, creating new columns and all.
okay.
And yeah, I have one question.
Yeah, Nilesh.
While cleaning the data, if we find any error in that,
Mhm.
then how we can rectify that? Or
Yeah, we do have the method to rectify the error. Sometime what happens, suppose I will say gender only, F and M is coming. But what I'm expecting capital M and capital F should be there. In case small f is coming then we have to use the sum function. Data is not incorrect, but representation is not good. So I just give uppercase and I just make everything in the capital letters. One thing. Second, in M and F, I'm getting G, H, or something like that, which is quite incorrect. Then, whatever the invalid data is there, that I delete the invalid data because they are giving the criteria in the criteria document or requirement document. They are clearly mentioned whatever criteria followed by the data. If my data is not follow that criteria, means that is the invalid data, then that is the useless for me. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Now when we are getting the data, either if a small data is there inside the code only, I enter the data, or I'm using the external file or other software files are there which will come as a source data. Okay. Now we do have some conversion processes. Using that conversion processes, we will convert my data from the raw data to the SAS dataset format. Okay. So first task is convert the data from raw data to the SAS format. Once my data is coming into SAS dataset format, then we have to see how the data is made up. The data set or the SAS file is made up of two portions. First is the description portion. Description portion means the property of the file. What is the property of the file is coming? What is the name of the file? When it's create, when it's modify, how many columns are there, how many rows are there. So that is the property of the file. Data portion means data which is available inside the file called the data portion. So my file is made by two portion, description portion and data portion. Description portion means name of the data set, date and time when the data set is created of, number of observation, number of variables. These will come into SAS dataset property. Okay. Now data portion, data which is available inside the file called the data portion. Okay. Now here when I will see my data portion, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 variables are there. Okay. Each column is called one variable. So 4 variables are there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 observations are there. 4 variable, 5 observations. Okay. Now here we do have one more concept of the data type. What is the data type? Data type means which type of data holding by the column. So in SAS we have two data type. First is the character data type and second is the numerical data type. Okay. So character data type is very flexible data type. We can hold character, number, alphanumerical, special character, everything. Everything is allowed in the character data type. But numerical data type, only numbers are allowed, 0 to 9. No special character, no dollar, no comma, nothing, only 0 to 9, which is the pure number. Okay, so we do have two data type, character and number. Character can hold complete data. Number can hold only number 0 to 9. Now one question will come, if character can hold character, number, special character, everything. What is the need of numerical data type? Okay. Though my character can hold numbers as well, but based on the data type, it will decide which function we can use. So if character type of data, we can use the character type of function. So what type of function will come in the character? Convert the data into capital letters, convert the data into small letters, or calculate the length and all. But if my data type is the numerical data type, then we can do all the numerical type of function. What are the numerical type of function we do have? Plus, minus, into. We have all the statistics, mean, mode, median, standard deviation, everything is there. Okay. So if your data type of the column is the number, then only you can use the numerical type of function. If your data type is character, you can use only character type of function. Okay, that's why you have to be very careful about the data type in SAS, because sometime my numerical column also coming as a character. Okay, so we have some method to convert again character to number. Okay, any question for data type?
Yes, I have one question, Neha.
Uh-huh.
As you said, data type like character and numerical. If there is a date and date include the number and month in like alphabet,
Mhm.
uh, so how we can do that function?
Okay, for the date we will consider the number. Okay, but because date is coming in the date, month, year, different format, we have some concept of informate and format. Okay, later on I will discuss, because this date is also not a easy way to read. There also it will change into Julian date and all. That concept I will make you clear, that how we can read the dates inside the SAS. Okay,
Okay.
because now
Yeah.
it's little bit early to talk about it. Gradually when I will go to that part, I will explain you. Okay, apart
Okay.
from that, in this slide, any question? No question. Okay, now missing value. If your character type values is missing, it will come as a blank. But if your numerical type of values is missing, it will come as a dot or the period sign. Okay, now rule for the SAS dataset. When we are writing the SAS coding, always my SAS statement end with the semicolon. Suppose if I will write the letter and some sentence in English. So what happen in English? All the sentences end with the dot or period sign, right? Same way in this says, if I am complete any statement, that statement is end with the semicolon. SAS statements are free format. So I just by the example I will show what exactly I try to say. Okay, so this is my SAS software. In this SAS software, I have 5 windows. Okay, first is the editor window. In the editor window, we can write the code. Okay, this is my editor window. In the editor window, we can write the code. Second is the log window. Log window where we can see the status when I will run the code, how the code is running, that will come. Then output window, here we will display the output. Explorer window is the combination of libraries. Libraries are the folders, small folders where we are saving the data or we can retrieve the data. So here you can see we do have the 4 column. Okay, sorry, 4 libraries are there. First is the map. If I double click on map, I can see some files which is available in the map library. Then SAS help, some files are available in the SAS help library. So these file my SAS is giving for the practice purpose. If you want to do some practice, you can go for the SAS help, you can take the data from the SAS help library and you can do the practice. Okay. Now next is the SAS user. SAS user is one library. Here you can get the different profiles. Suppose 6 people are working in the SAS. So they are giving the one folder of each name. One folder name Neha, one is Parag, one is Nilesh, one is, same way for each student they are giving one name of the folder. Because when we are working in the SAS, we are not working in the desktop version. I mean, here you can see in my desktop, SAS is available, right? But when we are working in real time, they are not giving the access of the SAS in my desktop version. They are giving the Citrix, that is the client system. We have to enter in that by the username and password, and we have to work there. So when we are working in that Citrix, in that time, what happened? If I will write the program in the same day, I cannot complete the entire program. So what I need to do? I have to um, save the program. Today how much program I complete, I will save, and tomorrow again I will continue after how much we completed yesterday. So somewhere I have to save my program, right? And that is not my system, it is client system. So what I will do, whatever folder they assign me, there I will save my program. Next day I
Excuse me.
open. Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, madam. This is Srilata.
Yes, Srilata, tell me. Any
Okay.
question?
No, madam. Can you hear my voice? Just checking.
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, okay, madam.
Okay.
Okay.
So here what happened, whatever the folder they given by my name, in that folder I can save the data and I can retrieve the data. So data, file, SAS program, everything we can. So in this way we can, for that purpose they are giving me the, for all the user they are giving the folders. Okay. So these are the different libraries. So here what I want to do, okay, first rule of the SAS, my SAS statement always end with the semicolon. So suppose I will write the small statement in the SAS, I will give, what is the requirement? My client file is available inside the SAS help, suppose SAS help library. My file name is class. Okay. Using the class file, I want to create a new file, in that new file where I want to keep all the females data. Okay, that is the requirement. So I will write some code. What code I will write? First I will write the data. Data is the keyword. Okay. After data keyword, whatever name I will give, that is the name of the new SAS file which I want to create. It is not available. I want to create that file. Now set. Set means source table. Where is my source data? Because if I am creating the target data, somewhere my source data should available, right? So I have to tell where is my source data. So I am copying the data from the source data and create the target file. Okay. So here I have the requirement. My data is available inside the class file. Class file is available inside the SAS help library. Okay. So using that class file, I want to create a new file. So what I will do in this case, I will write a small SAS code. I will write data. Data is the keyword. And you can see all the keyword will come into blue color. Okay, data. After that, what file I want to create? Female employee. Okay. That is the new file which is not available anywhere. I am going to create it. From where my source data will come? So I will give set. I have to give the complete address. Go to SAS help library. Read the data from the class file. Okay. So complete address I have to give. So when I give this address, then what will happen? SAS first see the library. So it will go to the library and open that library. Inside the library, we have so many files. So I define the second level of the library reference. That is the second level of the reference, that is the class. Means out of all the file, you just read the data from the class file. Okay. So it will read the data from the class file and then I will run this one. Run this one means I'm executing it. Now you can see I wrote here 3 statement. But here what I want, female data. Here I do have male and female both the data. Okay. If I want only female data, then what I have to do? From the SAS column, I will copy the column name and I will give the small if condition. So I will give here if sex equal to female. Okay. So I'm just selecting females from the sex column, and this selected data we are sending to new file called female underscore employee. Now where I can this file will go and sit? Work library. Work is the default library. By default, your data will go and sit into work library. If you are not giving any library reference, by default it will go and sit into the work library. So when I will run this statement, you can see female employee, one file is create. What file name I define here? Same file created, female employee create here. Okay. So what we define in this female employee file? All the females data. So I have to double click on that. You can see because I give the if condition, all females data is coming. Okay. So this is the sample code. Now when I am writing the sample code, how many statement I have written? First statement is the data statement. Data statement will say what new file I want to create. Now you can see I end the statement with the semicolon. So as soon as I give the semicolon, SAS understand my this step is over. Okay. Now second is the set statement. Okay. Which will talk about where is my source file. Now here also I end with the semicolon. Third if, which give the condition, this is also end with the semicolon, and fourth also end with the semicolon. Okay, so here what is the rule? SAS statement always end with the semicolon. Okay, so here you can see all the statements are ending with the semicolon. Okay, any question? No question? Okay. Now, second rule. SAS statements are free format. Free format means if I will write one statement, then give lot of space, then one column, I define like this. So lot of space in between, right? If I will run this one, then if I will run this one, you can see no problem at all. Where we can see our problem, my code is working fine or is there any problem with the code? For that, I will use the log window. Log window will give the status of the code. Whatever code I am writing, it is coming correctly. Is there any problem? If problem is there, it is giving the hint also. So in the log window, if I will see lot of space, you can see in the log window also, but no problem. Log window is defining the status. Your file is created successfully without any problem. Okay. So space is not an issue inside the SAS. Okay, first thing. Second, if I will keep all the statement together in the one line itself. So if I will keep everything in the one line and run, check the log, again no problem. Okay. Why no problem is there? Because here says have no rule for the space and all, only the rule for the semicolon. As soon as it will find the semicolon, it understand my first statement is over. Again, it will consider second statement till the second semicolon. Then third statement based on the semicolon, it is understand the statements. Okay, so space is not a problem. And SAS is not a case sensitive language. If you will give data in the capital letter or data into small letter, both the case it is coming correctly. No problem at all, right? So it is the very, very user friendly language. It is not a case sensitive. It is not a space sensitive as well. Okay. All the keywords are coming in blue color. You can see.
Hi Neha.
Yeah, tell me, Nilesh.
Yeah, the statement run should be in the last line, or we can continue in the same line also.
Run also will come into same line. Because here line is not an issue as I told you. Everything is fine if
Okay.
everything. Because semicolon we do have, no? So no problem.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
So this is the keywords and all, and we can write the codes and everything we can perform. Now, when I'm creating a new SAS dataset, means the new file. Okay, I'm creating a new file in the SAS. So whatever the new SAS dataset I'm creating, this new SAS dataset itself have some rules. Okay, what are the rule we do have? First, the name of the SAS dataset which I am creating should be maximum 32 character long. It should not supposed to more than 32 character long. Okay. So if I will say data and I just give the name which is more than 32 character long and I will run it. What I am expecting this file should create here, right? But it is not creating. What is the problem? How I can find out the problem? How I find out the problem?
In log line,
Log window.
log window.
So
Yes.
when I will go to the log window, clearly my log window is saying the data set name cannot have more than 32 character. You are giving more than 32. It should not supposed to more than 32 character. Then I understand. Okay. Less than 32 I give. Then no problem. My employee is coming correctly without any problem because it is following the SAS rules. Okay. When I'm writing the name of the SAS dataset, it will made by three things: character A to Z, underscore, and number 0 to 9. So character should be A to Z, underscore, and number should be 0 to 9. Okay. Now if we start my name, Okay, and another rule is there. Though that three things are allowed. First is character, second is underscore, and third is number. But my name should not supposed to start with number. It can start with the character, it can start with the underscore, but it should not supposed to start with the number. So here I am creating one name which is start with the character. Perfectly fine, no problem. It is creating here. Okay. If I will start with underscore, that also fine. If it is the combination of underscore, character, number, that is also fine. But if I start with the number, if I start with the number, SAS will give the error because according to rule, my number should not supposed to first position. So here you can see SAS is not able to recognize it. Okay. Why SAS is not able to recognize this one, and you can see our problem is coming in that particular portion because my name of the SAS data set should not supposed to start with number. Okay. Numbers are allowed, but in continuation. Either you start with the underscore or character, then if you will give the number, that's fine, no problem. It is coming correctly. Okay. So with the character, your number will go nicely. With the underscore, your number will go nicely. With underscore, character, and number, everything is allowed. But what is the problem? If you start the SAS dataset name by the number, then it will create the problem. Okay. Now special character. My special character is not allowed, neither allow in the first position or second position or third, any of the position. A special character is not at all allowed. Okay. If you run with the special character, again it will give the error. So again my SAS is not able to recognize what I try to do. Okay. Now next is the space. Suppose I want to write the employee, but by mistake I write EMP space Loy. What SAS will do? If I will say space in between, SAS field I want to create two files. One is the EMP, second is the Loy. Okay. So here source file is same for both new file. Okay. In both new file, my source file is sashelp.class only, but it will create two different files in the work library. One for the uh, EMP, one for the Loy. Okay. Okay. If I will double click on that, both have the same data because my source data is same, no? So both have the same data, but it creates two files. One is EMP, second is Loy. Okay. Any question here? No question? Okay. So how to utilize this? Whatever this features of the SAS is there, we can utilize this feature by segregating my data into two different files. So I will give data. First file is male and second file is female because my source in my source file I am getting male and female data. So I want to segregate my data and I will give male and female. Here I will give the if condition. If the column name, what is the sex? It is the column name. The value of this column, this is the column name. Value of the column is M, it should go to male file. Value of the column is F, go to the female file. Okay. So if sex equal to M, then output should go to male file. If sex equal to F, output should go to female file. Okay. So here it will fulfill the condition and it will send data to the respective files. Okay. So male, you can see all male data is there. Female, all female data is there. Okay.
Hi, Neha.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, in Explore window, we are creating a file in a different name. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so it's not having the recent one. Now we create the male and female, so it
Uh-huh.
goes according to alphabet, right?
Alphabet, yeah.
Uh, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, got it.
So it is going to based on the alphabets.
Okay.
Okay. Now I do have one more requirement from the client. What my client is telling, I'm sending you one file. In this file, whatever the column is there, age column. Okay. This is not a recent age. I mean, this is not a current age. This is the age that is 10 years back employee age. Okay. So what they want to see the name of the column as a 10 years back employee age. Okay. So for that, what we need to do? When we will write the coding, one rule of the code is there. Your name of the column should be meaningful and it should be small. It should not supposed to very long. Okay. Because if I will keep long name of the column, my complete coding become a script. Okay. And it is difficult to troubleshooting and all. So we have to make sure the name of the column is the meaningful and it should be precise. Okay. But here what my client is telling, give the name of the column 10 years back employee age. I cannot tell to my client that I can't do this one. We have to perform the task that is the client requirement. But again, I will face the problem if I will give the long name of the column. So get rid of this problem. SAS give me one option. SAS bifurcate name into two part. One is the age. That is the official name of the column which we will use for the coding purpose. So whatever name you want to give a small, precise, meaningful name, you just give it here. So this we will use for coding purpose. Whatever the client requirement is there and they want a long name of the column. So for the display purpose, you can define the label. Okay, so this label is the display purpose. So when you open the file, you can get all the column name which you are defining as a display purpose. But if you will do the coding, you have to use the name which is coding purpose. Okay. Now coding for the name, we do have 32. The limit of the name should be 32 character. It should not supposed to more than 32 character. But here limit is 256 character. Till 256 you can give the label. Okay. Now how to define the label? Here my requirement is my age should be 10 years back employee age. So here I will define the label for age equal to. When I am defining the label of the column, I have to define inside the single quote. So I will give 10 years back employee age. Okay. So whatever I will define here, that value will go and sit into label. Okay. So when I will run it, so you can see as soon as I open it, it will show 10 years back employee age. Okay. Because this 10 years old and back employee age is going and sit into label. So it will showing 10 years back employee age. If I will see the, okay. Now next requirement is I want to create a new column here. My new column should be current date or current age, sorry, current age. This is the new column because this is the 10 years back, no? So whatever age is there plus 10, so that will be the current age. Okay. So here what I will write, 10 years back employee age plus 10 or age plus 10 to calculate the current age. Any idea?
10 years plus age 10, Neha.
If I have to use this value for the coding purpose, why I give the label? I can give the name of the column like this, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Why I give the long name of the column as a label? Because I don't want to use that value for the coding purpose. That value I want to use only for display because client want that value. You open the file, you will get that value for the display purpose. Okay. But for the
Okay, okay.
coding, what you need to do? You have to use the name of the column. So
Yep.
how to find the name of the column? Can you please mute your mic? Okay. So how you get the name of the column? View column name. So whatever name is there, that we will use for coding. That's why we are performing this all task, no label and name, because that long name I don't want for the coding purpose. That's why I just give as a label whatever I defined for the here uh, as a name that I will use for the coding purpose. So if I want to create a new column, there should be age plus 10, not 10 years back employee age. Getting my point? Okay. So that is the 10 years back employee age is there, which is the label. Now I want to use the create a new column, current age. Current age equal to age plus 10, not 10 years back employee age plus 10. Now, if you see this current age, it is not a keyword. It is a new column name. So I can use C age, I can use C URH or age C, anything, because it is not a keyword, so I can use any name of the column. Whatever name I will define here, first you have to close the file, whatever you are working. So whatever name you are defining here, that name, come and create a new column. Okay, so here I defined current age. Current age will come and sit and create a new column here. Okay, and here, because I defined the label for the column, label is display as a 10 years back employee age. Okay, any question in this scenario?
No question.
Okay. So in this way, we can create a new column. We can define the label. Label can be 256 character long, because the purpose of label is to define the long name of the column based on the client requirement, and the name purpose is for the coding part taking care by the name. So it will be 32 character long. It can be 32 character long, not more than that. So maximum length is 32 character. Okay. Now next is the format and informat concept. So here what happened? Uh, how many data type we do have? We discuss two data type, character and number, right? Character allowed
Yes.
everything, number allowed only number 0 to 9. Correct? Now here what happened? I'm taking the example of in stream data. In stream data means data which is available inside the code. This is the data which is not coming from the text file or Excel file or Access file. This is the data which I am writing inside the code. That's why it's called the in stream data. Okay. So if your data is the in stream data, how to handle the data? So I will give data as a keyword. With the data, what we are defining after the data, if I am defining any name, that is the name of the new SAS file. So here also the name of the new SAS file. Now my data is not coming by the SAS file, so I cannot give the set statement. My data is coming by the in-stream data, and here we have only data, no column. A column name is not there. Data column data type is not there. Nothing is there. So we have to define the column name. So I have to define input column name 1, data type column name 2, data type. So in this way we have to define all the column names, and then I have to define either data line or cards, that is 2 flags. So inside the flag only we can keep the data. So inside the flag you can see I have keeping my data. So either we have to use the cards or data line. Both are optional. Any of the data type you can use it. Now I will show the example. So I do have the data, item and the amount. I have two columns. One is the item, second is the amount. If I want to insert the data and create the SAS file, what I need to do? I have to write data, new file name, input. In the data, what are the column? So first column name is item. So that is the item. Okay. Now I have to define the data type also, because with the column I need to define the data type. Either my item is keeping character type of value or number type of value. So here you can see my item is containing character type of value. So if it is containing character type of value, we will give the dollar sign. Okay. So dollar sign, if I will define SAS understand, I am defining for character type of value. Okay. Now amount. Amount is the numerical type of value. So if it is numerical type of value 0 to 9, I will not define any sign, because anyhow we have two data type, no? So no confusion. If character means dollar, if number means nothing. So if I'm not defining any data type, SAS understand this is the number type of data. Okay. Now we will use some flag, either cards or data line. Here I am using the data line. Inside the data line, I will give the complete file. Now you can see when I'm defining the data, I'm not ending the value with the semicolon. Why? Because this is data. It is not a SAS statement. SAS statement is end by the semicolon. Data is not ending by the semicolon. Now run. Run means my statement is over. Okay. Then I will run this one. So when I will run, my new file called client1 is created of. Here I create client1. So same client1 file is create here. If I double click on that client1 file, you can see I am having the item, I am having the amount. Everything is coming correctly without any problem. Why my problem is not coming? Because my number also follow the SAS standard. No dollar, no comma, everything is fine. It is coming correctly. Character, everything is allowed. So no problem. Okay, it is coming correctly. With the where my problem is getting start. My problem will getting start if my data is coming with the special character. So you can see my data is coming with the dollar and comma. So if my data is coming with the dollar and comma, if I try to read this data, here you can see I am not getting any data in the amount column. Why I am not getting any data into amount column? Because what is the rule of the SAS? Number should be number. No dollar, no comma, nothing. But I do have the dollar and comma. So I cannot tell to my client also, please send me the data without dollar and comma. We can't say no. We can't be so demanding. Whatever they are giving, we will accept that data. So what I have to do in this situation, SAS will, uh, one second. SAS will use one more concept, that is the informate and format concept. So here what happened, when give my data is coming with the dollar and comma sign, then what happened, I will give one, I will use one translator. What is my translator? Dollar, and how many numbers are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I will give $7 dot. So if I will give $7 dot, what happened? SAS will assume in your data you do have the dollar, you do have the comma. Both the symbols are expected. Okay. So SAS understand this is the number type of data, but it could contain dollar and comma. So SAS will eliminate the dollar, eliminate the comma, and read the value without dollar and comma. This is the standard SAS value. So here we are converting the data from non-standard SAS format to standard SAS format using the translator in format. Okay, if my data is coming with the comma, so I will give comma and then I will give the length. So SAS understand I do have the comma. So SAS will eliminate the comma and read the value without comma. Okay. So here, same problem I am facing here. My data is coming with dollar and comma. So I have to see what is the length of the data. To seeing the length of the data, I will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 is there. And it is coming with the dollar. So I will give amount $7. When I will define the format, in format, same time I am defining one dot. Here you can see $7 dot. If I will define the dot, we need to define the dot. If I will not define the dot, then what happen? SAS feel this is the third column. We have first column, we have second column. SAS will feel it is the third column. But if I will define the dot, SAS understand no, it is not a column. It is the informate for the previous column. Okay. So when I will run this one, what SAS will do? It will read the data without dollar, without comma. So my data is coming without dollar, without comma, nicely. Okay. So this without dollar, without comma is the standard SAS format. So SAS read this format. So when your data will come with the dollar and comma, you have to define the in format. Based on the in format, SAS will eliminate all the symbol which say, it's a non-standard SAS format and convert the data into standard SAS format. So here also what we did, convert the data, SAS is eliminate dollar and comma and read the value without dollar and comma. Any question?
Yes, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back to that screen, SAS screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here truck having seven character, but Han having only four character.
Mm.
But you gave $7. So like different is there. So uh, how we can do that?
You are
Because
asking here character, you are asking item.
he, not character. Yes, character.
Okay, you are telling somewhere you have character which is 7, somewhere it is 2, 3 like this, right?
Yes, yes.
Here our length will come into the picture. If I double click on that, by default length is 8 character. Okay, so within 8 character, everything will accommodate. Either you have 2 character or 3 character or 5 character. Within 8 character, it is giving the space of 8 character. So maybe
Okay.
complete
If it is more than 8, then we have to
define the length.
make it define the length. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here I read the data from non-standard format to standard format. Okay. Once it will convert into standard format, after that I'm getting one more requirement from my client. Yeah, Parag, if we have different length of data, then take mixed length. Here, suppose some data is small, some data is long. Okay, so whatever length I am taking data, you are asking item or the amount. Which column you are asking, Parag? You are asking for the item length or amount length or this length. You are asking for the amount. What you are asking, we have the different length of amount is there. So what length I have to give here? Am I correct? Okay. We have to give the maximum length. If one is 2 character, one is 5 character, one is 10 character, we have to take 10. Okay. So I have to take the highest one. Lower than that taken care by the SAS. Okay. No need to worry about the lower value. We have to give the highest value, highest length, lower than that. Suppose if I will give 10 or 20 also I will give, same output will come. So if your length is increased, no problem. But it should not supposed to less. I cannot give the 4 or 5. If I will give 4 and my value is okay. If I will give 4 and my value is 7, that it will give the incorrect output. Okay. Now second question, if you have comma alone, what to do? So in place of dollar, you have to use the comma as a in format. Suppose I don't have the dollar. Here I don't have the dollar. I have only comma. So here, what is the maximum length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the comma 6 is there, right? So here I will give comma 6 dot and I will run it. So it will eliminate the comma and read the value without the comma. Okay. Fine. Now, next requirement I am getting from the client. What my client is telling, they want to see the output in the dollar format. Here they are sending with the comma format, but they want to see as a dollar format. If I will put any dollar with the value, says value again convert into invalid format. So I cannot touch the value which is available inside the processor. But what I can do? I can change the appearance of my value by format translator. So if I will give format, what my format will do? It will change the appearance of the value. If I will say dollar, it will display as a dollar, but inside the processor, it is without dollar, without comma, because SAS understand only this, without dollar, without comma only. Okay. But we can change the appearance. This is, we are just working on the appearance of the data. We are change the appearance and display the data as a $10, which is coming with the dollar and comma. Okay. If I want to keep as a comma, so I will keep it here, comma 10. So it will come with the comma. Okay. But inside the processor, this also without comma. So without dollar, without comma, but when my client required some special appearance, we have to use the translator called format. Okay, so I will show the use of format. Now my client want to see the same data 10,382 with the dollar sign. So what I will do, I will use the format, my amount, $7 dot. So when I will give $7 dot, it means you change the appearance. For the format, I am giving the keyword. Okay. So what this keyword will do, it will change the appearance of the column amount into $7. So you can see my final data is coming with the dollar. But it doesn't matter, it is changing in the processor. Inside the processor, it is without dollar, without comma. Only we are changing the appearance of the data, because if I will change the data, again my data cannot understand SAS. SAS understand without dollar, without comma only. Okay. So for reading the data, if I want to read the data from in file, I will use the in format. When I want to write the data in the report, I will use for format. So in format, we are using for reading the data, and format we are using for writing the data. Okay, so reading and writing the data. Now here what I did, in one step I use the in format, another data step I use the format. Okay, what else I can do? I can define the in format and format in the same data statement. So here what happened? First my data convert non-standard to, this is the non-standard format. So here this is my non-standard format. Using the in format, I convert my data into standard format without dollar, without comma. Then my client sent my client want to see with the comma, so I will convert the data from the standard format to user defined format. So this user defined format is coming by the format translator, and it is only for change the appearance of the data. It is not changing the data. Okay, so this is reading purpose, this is writing purpose, and we will perform the task. Any question? No question for in format and format? So this is the second way. Now here you can see how I define the 15.2. So here I am getting some data which is coming after decimal point. So I will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 9. Out of 9, 2 will come after decimal point. So here I can give 9.2. Maximum values are 9, and out of that 9, 2 value will come after decimal point. So first I have to define the complete value, and second, how much value will come after decimal point. Okay. Here any question? No question. Then I will come to the another way for informate and format. It's called the attrib. Attrib is the short form of attributes. Okay, what is the attributes? Attributes is the property of the column. What is the name, informate, format, length, label, everything will come into attrib. So here I can give the attrib, which is the short form of attributes. Column name is amount. I want to read, so I give the informate as a keyword. I want to read this amount with the comma 6. I want to write this column with the dollar sign, so I will give $7 dot. Okay. So that also show the same output. So there is number of way to perform the same task. Any question here? Okay. Yeah, Parag, I can repeat it. Attrib is the short form of the attributes. Attributes is the property of the column. It can be informate, format, length, label. Any of the property we can consider here. But here, because I'm talking about the informate and format, I just give the attribute. No need to define in the input statement or separate format statement. I just give the attrib as a keyword, then column name amount, then I will give informate. How my data is coming? That way we can define the informate. My data is coming by the comma 6. So informate, comma 6. Now, how I want to see my data? I want to see my data with the dollar sign to $7. Okay. So in one line itself, I define everything. Informate, format. So if I will run, it will come with the dollar sign. Okay. Any question? Is it clear, Parag? Okay. Now we will come to the date. Date itself have the different aspect. We do have two data type, character and number. We don't have any data type called date. So if I want to calculate the date or read the date, how to read the date? So suppose I am getting the date here, 2 digit of the month, 2 digit of the date, 2 digit of the 4 digit of the year. Total how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10. So I will give means 2 digit of the month. DD means 2 digit of the date, and YY. Total 10. So 10 dot. So what says understand? To see this informate, says understand. Whatever I define, it is neither character nor number, it is the date. But I don't have any format for reading the date. So what says will do? It will go to 1st January 1960. According to SAS, 1st January 1960 is the 0th day. So from 1st January 1960 to given date, how many days difference is there? It will calculate the SAS. So if I will say 15th January 1960, how many days difference is there? 1st January is the 0th day, 2nd January is the first day, 3rd January is the second day, 4th January is the third day, like this. So 15th January is the 14th day. Okay. 17th January is the 16th day. So what SAS will doing? It is checking the days difference between two dates. Okay. Now I will run this one. So you can see 14, 16, 18 and 21. This is the days difference between 1st January 1960 to given date. Okay. Now nobody understand this 18, 14, 16. Nobody understand it. Then I have to define the format. I want to convert my date into DT, YY10 format. So what SAS will do? Change the appearance of the data and convert the data into user defined format DT YY10 format. Getting my point? So whatever the days difference is there, 14, 16, 18, these days difference, right? Those days difference called the Julian date. Julian dates are the standard SAS date. So inside that, whatever SAS is doing doesn't matter. The way I'm getting the data, give the format, and we can get the output without any problem. Okay? Any question? No question?
Hi, Neha.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, if I need the month in in alphabet, so how we can proceed further?
Yeah, actually we have different, um, in format and format of the date, week date, birth date.
Okay.
So again, it is little bit early to discuss that all. We do have complete chapter where we will define different in format and format about the date. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I will show the so here I will take that 19 chapter. If I want to display the date like this, two digit of the date, three character of the month, two digit of the year, so I have to use the date format. If I want to see the date with the time, date time format. Like that, we do have different format that we will discuss on that 19 chapter, where month, if I want to define the month or the week date, this is a week date, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday also we can define, month also April, March, month also we can define. Okay, so later on we will discuss. It's a very, initial phase to discuss this all.
So we have to remember our format, right?
Uh, Actually, yes. Not all, but mainly what are the formats we are using, you should remember. And when we are working, so it will come into the practice. When regularly we
Yes,
will work, it will come into the practice. Yeah.
by doing hands-on practice, we will remind all the tasks.
Yeah. So once you start
Yeah,
working, so that will come into the practice. Like when you are writing the sentence in English, now you are thinking what is the verb, what is the helping verb, what is adjective. In the childhood, we learn, right? Now it is in the
correct,
practice.
correct,
Same thing. How much practice
correct,
we
Okay.
give,
correct,
that much it will goes to unconscious mind, and automatically it will come on your fingertip. Just practice
Uh,
required.
correct, correct.
Okay. Now, when we are creating any SAS dataset, as I told you, my SAS dataset made by two portion. So suppose I will create one SAS dataset. It will made by two portion. One is the data portion, whatever data is available inside that. Second is the property portion. What is the property portion? More information about the data. So here, what is the name of the SAS dataset? Which engine it is using? V9 is the name of the SAS engine. Now, how many rows means the observations are there? How many columns are there? Okay. When it's created, when it's modified, that information is there. With that, we will get the some other information, either file is compressed or the normal file, everything we can get it here. We can't do any change here. If I try to do some change, this is read only window. I can't do any change here. Okay. So if I can't do any change, how this options are getting changed? If I will change in the coding, automatically it will change here because it is reflecting the code itself. Okay. Now column. How many columns are there? We do have 5 columns. So name, sex, age, height, weight, 5 columns are there. It will show you do have the 5 column. Okay. What is the data type of the column? Some column are the character data type, some column is the numerical data type. Okay. Length, by default the length is 8 byte for the character and number, but we can increase or we can decrease the length. So later on we will learn what is the range of character and number data type for the length. So length is the holding capacity of the column, how many character or number we can hold in one column. Okay. Format and format means writing purpose, reading purpose, label for the display purpose. Okay. Now index. When we will go to proc SQL advances, there we will create the index. That information will come here. Integrity constant information will come here. Then the password. Password means I want to secure my file. So we do have a different way to secure the file. Suppose your file is coming, that is the salary file. I don't want to give the read and write access to anyone till the time they don't have the password. Okay. Second is the suppose I do have the attendance sheet. So by the punch card biometrics device, that ID card we punch it and it is showing that you are present. But in case I forget the ID card, then in that day it seems I am absent, but I am present. So this type of data they are giving me to validation. So they are giving only read access. You can go check the data and you can read it. If you feel you are coming in that day, but you are, it's showing that you are absent, then what you can do? You can send one mail to manager. If manager approve that, then you can HR will change absent into present, but they will not give me authority to write down, because if I will write all absent to the present, how they will track whether it is correct or not. Okay, so in this way, this file only read access I can get it, but somewhere they are giving read and write both the access. What is the situation for that? Suppose I have the personal information. For the personal information, they are telling you just open your login, and what are the your personal information is not available. You just give the personal information. So what I will do? I have read and write both the access. So I will read the information, and whatever is missing, I will write it. Okay, so there I will get the read and write access. So based on the different requirement, here they are giving the different option. So based on the requirement, we will choose the option and we will give 8 digit of the password. And whenever we are using that options, my file is protected by the password, and based on what are the authority I'm giving, people can see the data. Okay, so that is the password protective option for the particular SAS data set. So these are the property of the file. In SAS, we can perform same task by the different way. So if I want to see the property of the file, what I can do? Either right click on the data set and check the property first thing. Second, I have the procedure proc contain or proc dataset, that all three methods are giving the property. But if I will give proc contains, that will give the property in the output window. So proc is the short form of the procedure, and here I am calling one procedure contains. Contain is the procedure which is responsible for the property of the file. So when I will give proc contain data equal to A, means whatever the A data is there, they want to see the property of that file. So same thing, whatever right click and see the new window, I could find the information, same information we will get it here. Proc contain data A, and I will run it. So you can see here I am getting the data. What is the name, what is the engine, when it's create, when it's modify, how many observations are there, how many variables are there, and you know I'm getting my columns also in the alphabetical order. Age, height, name, sex, and weight. This is coming in the alphabetical order. But with this, I can get the logical order as well. What is the logical order? In this order, my data is available inside the my file. So first name is there, then sex is there, then age is there, then height is there, and then weight is there. Okay, so this is the logical order. In this order, my data is available into the file: name, sex, age, height, and weight. Now if I want to uh, change my output based on the logical order, so what I need to do, I have to use one keyword, var num, means the variable number. So when I will give var_num, it will display my data based on the variable number. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is coming based on the same sequence, whatever sequence are applicable in the file. Okay. Same way, I can use the proc dataset. Proc dataset is very rich procedure. Using the proc dataset, we can perform a lot many different tasks, but because here we are talking about the contains, we are using the option contain inside the proc dataset. So I will give proc dataset contains data equal to A. I want to see the data based on the variable number. Now quit. Quit means ending of the statement. Normally we are ending all the statement of the data and the proc using the run. But we have some procedure like proc dataset, proc SQL and proc chart which end with the quit. So that is the predefined syntax. We can't do anything about it. Okay. Then I will run this one. So you can see same output is coming, whatever coming by the proc contain, same output is coming by the proc dataset contain. Okay. So by that I can see the property of the files. Okay. If I want to see the property of all the files which is available inside the particular library, you can see I have SAS help library. I have so many SAS files are available. Year, by, city, class, so many SAS files are there. So if I want to see the property of all the files, then what we need to do? We have to use proc contain data equal to, first I have to give the library reference. Which library? SAS help library. Inside that what data I have to use? Underscore all underscore. So underscore all underscore is the keyword which select all the data from the particular library. Okay. Then I will run it. So when I will run this statement, you can see I will get the property of all the files. Any of the file you will open, you can see the property of all the files. You can see property of all the files are coming. So if you want to see property of all the files, then you can use underscore all underscore. If you want to see the property of particular file, so you can give the name of the file. Okay. So whatever you are using the proc contain and see the property of the file, same thing you can do by the proc dataset contain and see the property of the file. Okay. Any question? No question? Okay. So I will share you this coding as well as some assignment, small assignments, because it is much theoretical stuff, some notes. So you just go through that one and you have to do the practice. So later on we will work on the SAS software, how to install and everything. I will take care. And then you have to do the practice. You have to run the code. If you face any difficulty for output or you're not understanding anything, you can get back to me. So I will first answer all the question before going to next class. Then I will take the next class. We can give Venom for all the file statements. You are asking. Here you are asking. Parag, you are asking here. Venom. We can give it. No problem. So based on the variable number, we can get all the output. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, fine. So I'm wrap up the session for today. Tomorrow, same time, 11 o'clock, I will start the session. So be online on the time. Okay. Okay then. Bye.